You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy podcast network.
Damn, Daniel.
And here we go.
We are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Football Giants and the 2020 World Cup, wrapped into one beautiful box. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. How you doing, buddy? Has World Cup fever swept you?
I was gonna say, you feel a little hot because I got the fever. I got the World Cup fever, buddy.
And there's only one prescription.
More World
football.
Cup games.
What football?
I've already gambled on every game today. I lost quite a bit of money because I thought Mexico was going to come out with a win. Didn't bet. Actually, I did not bet the Argentina game. Thank God. But yeah, like it's some 0-0 draws that were pretty entertaining.
Were they though?
Today, at least, I was entertained. I mean, Mexico had that PK save. That was pretty cool. But yeah, dude, World Cup fever, dude. I'm feeling it.
And then we've got on Friday, we've got the PTG Derby, England versus USA. How are you feeling about that?
Well, hey, 1776. Never forget. That's really all that matters. That's the real one. That's the war. What we're watching now is just a sequence of battles, and I think that maybe you guys are getting a little cocky, like, oh, we beat all Iran. The fucking
You're welcome.
Dynamo could beat Iran, dude. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, Harry Kane, dumb bitch. Declan Rice, though, is
we didn't even need him, and we still scored.
Declan Rice is very good, though.
If you are listening on demand, of course, we are live each and every Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central on YouTube, twitch.tv/TVBpod, and Facebook.com/TVBpod. And join us in the live chat, as always, Mr. Bobby from the Waffles. I bet that England was going to lose. Sorry.
Yeah, suck it, Redcoats.
Yeah, suck it. Yeah, because we lost money. Oh, wait, no, it was him. He lost the money on that game. We won 6-2.
He's going to win money on Friday's game, though.
How'd you know where he's betting?
He will, because England's going to lose. USA,
I do think it's going to be a close
USA.
game. It's going to be pretty close. Hopefully entertaining, because England...
Hopefully better officiating, because some officiating has been trash this fucking cup so far.
Yes.
That Wales game, there was some horse shit.
The Premier League referees who handled the VAR are probably watching this going, whew, they're making us look good.
Yeah, this is pathetic.
Because, I mean, we ended up winning 6-2, so it didn't really matter. But how the hell England didn't get a penalty and Iran did, I have no idea. So apparently, don't tug a man's shirt, but it's fine to wrestle him to the ground.
Basically, yes.
Bless the commentator over here in the old United States of these Americas said it was like the World Wrestling Federations. Come on, get with the times, Grandpa. It's WWE now.
Well, yeah, dude, he's talking about back in the day when the officiating was really bad.
Yeah,
the acting was just, yeah.
The officiating in the World Wrestling Federation is notoriously scandalous.
Right.
That's
a lot of times guys not even looking sometimes. Like, hey, he knocked out the official. Like, we all have a camera on it.
I hope, real talk though, I hope wrestling referees get paid a lot of money, because they're made to look like little bitches. Like, literally one little nudge and they're knocked out for like 20 minutes.
They're done, just at least for the count. It's like,
right,
come on, he's got him, he's pinned him. They just let it go. Fucking scandal.
My favorite bit
It is.
is when after they just got nudged in the shoulder, but they're like, "Don't worry, I'll do it," and they do the slow. What? Oh my god, how am I gonna tell my family I love them, dude? Like, jeez, love it. Bobby comes in again. I follow Gravy Gambles for the best betting odds. To that, go to twitter.com/GravyGambles.
Check out the Gravy Gambles show Fridays at 1:30 Central Time and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Right, before we get in, because we are going to talk about the Giants, unfortunately. Their 31-18 loss against the Detroit Lions. But before we get into this, I do have a little thing that I need to get off my chest. So I was driving today. I was driving to the store, and I was listening to WFAN, the local sports network, and they were playing a commercial, right? So there was a commercial on there and I did think, because I remember when we discussed, you do a lot of ad reads. I mean, you don't get to write the copy more often than not. It's just like, say this.
Right.
But so they were reading this ad read, I guess, for this app. So I don't know if they have it over in Texas. So I don't know whether it's a regional thing, because they did mention, you know how they regionalize ads. So I'm not sure. I don't know whether it's a local thing or American thing. But it's an app. Can't remember the name of it. But basically what it does, it gives you cash back for getting gas. Like, you go to fill your car with gas, and it gives you some cash back. I don't know how exactly it works. I'm sure they're not just doing that.
I believe I've done ads for that very thing. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like, hey, this will tell you where the cheapest gas is, and then you can also get money back on getting gas, and then you can do this.
So this is what the catchphrase was, and it ruined up my whole drive. So this is it. I'm going to do my. Why keep pouring money into the tank when you can be putting money back in your wallet? And that's bank. Just say bank.
You wouldn't. I don't want to give my money to the bank, because then it's like you're giving your bank money. It's like, no. But I get what you're saying. More for your bank, not for your tank.
Don't put money in your tank. Put it in your bank. It just rolls off the tongue. And it bothered me genuinely.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could be better.
Who wrote that?
It could be better for sure. You know, the one I hate is Cologuard. Have you seen the Cologuard commercials?
Oh, where the
little box, and he's just like, "Hi, I'm Cologuard." And it's just like I'm treated for colon cancer, and then they're just like, "Oh, early stages," and they just repeat random words. They just repeat random words that he says. Like, I hate that, where it's like, yes, that's right. And if you're saving energy, you can be doing this and this and that and this and that and this and this and that. Oh, no way. I'd like to know more. Well, if you want to know more, all you have to do is blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, that's not ever a casual conversation.
No. My favorite one is the guy who's laying on the beach. He's just relaxed on the beach. And then this cardboard box rolls up to him. Hey, ever screened for colon cancer? I'm trying to relax here. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, dude, I'm just trying to ride a bike. Just leave me alone, bro.
That'd be fun. If he just rides and the guy starts riding faster, leave me alone, fucker.
I'm just trying to help you, man.
There's people getting paid way more than me are coming up with these ideas.
Right,
so, I mean, hats off to them, I guess, but I don't know how a cardboard box with legs helps me decide whether I want to scream myself.
Yeah, it's worked. It's worked a bit, apparently. Checks for early stages.
I mean, that Geico working at Geico, yeah.
A little fucking gecko, dude, yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't retired. I'm sure he's getting some money.
Absolutely. He's better than Caveman.
True that. Because the thing is, Caveman, he wasn't with the modern times.
So easy, a caveman could do it.
Because I imagine the caveman still doing ads now. I'm like, yeah, download the app. What is the app? And just trying.
I don't know what app is, and he's breaking the phone. Yeah, probably.
It's never gonna end well. Anyway, that was fun. Let's talk about the Giants,
which wasn't fun. Yeah, man. I don't know. This was really tough. Like We're pretty fucked.
We're still 7-3.
We're still not gonna apologize for being 7-3. To make ourselves feel better, Mike, if I said the Giants would have 7 wins this season, we would have been very happy with that. Going into this season, we were like, dude, 7-10. Like, if we could finish 7-10, I'm very happy with the first season under Brian Dable. We're 7-10 no matter what happens, right? We can't be worse than 7-10. It's very possible that we do finish 7-10 with what's going on. We're dead, dude. We have like our pets' heads are falling off, as they say in Dumb and Dumber. Like that's what's happening with this fucking roster. We have Adoree Jackson, who's probably, besides Dexter Lawrence, the one defensive player on this team that we can't have injured. He's out for 3 to 5 weeks. I don't really even know if we need to get into why he was returning punts. It's probably because our last guy, Richie James, can fucking fumble the ball against the Seahawks. So then Adoree Jackson goes back there, but like that's just one more thing where he's gonna be susceptible to being injured. He's not really ever played a full season. It was kind of just like waiting until he gets injured, and that's just one more way he can get injured. Wan'Dale Robinson has a 100-yard game, has the best game of his rookie season, and he tore an ACL, and he's out for the year. We're already shorthanded at wide receiver. Let's have some more shorthanded wide receiver days that are going forward. I'm just looking at our injury report. Tight end Daniel Bellinger did not participate. He's got the eye injury. Josh Izudu, offensive lineman, neck injury, did not participate. John Feliciano did not participate. Richie James, limited participant. Fabian Moreau did not participate. Like we have no Xavier McKinney. We're going to be starting practice squad cornerbacks probably, or Cordell Flood on Thanksgiving Day. Like we had the worst injury game we could have had. We the team just didn't play well. They just came out flat. There's nothing positive about the way that we started, other than the fact that Daniel had that awesome touchdown.
Oh, well, I mean, the first quarter gave me a little bit of hope, and then I always knew it was a bad omen when Graham missed that field goal.
The wind was fucking wild. Like when you saw that, that was not Graham Gano being bad.
But Graham Gano is normally Mr. Consistent,
right? Yeah, no, he's one of the best kickers in the league. But yeah, now we have just 4 days to turn around to go play Dallas on Thanksgiving. We're gonna get our asses kicked on Thanksgiving.
Hey, it could be worse. At least they haven't come back into form and their quarterback hasn't returned from injury. I'll wait.
But
happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Dallas did just blow out the Vikings, so maybe they're riding high and we just catch them at the right time. I don't know. We play Dallas hard sometimes. I mean, I could see us giving them a fight. I also think that defense is way too good to score on, and they're probably going to put up like 1 billion points against backups. We have no defense at this point. Dexter Lawrence. We have the defensive line. Our linebackers are subpar, and our secondary is just injured. So they're going to have a field day. We are already bad at stopping the run. They're going to run all over us. It's probably going to be pretty ugly, I think, on Thanksgiving Day. But again, you have to look at, we don't have anybody. It's not because we're a bad team. We don't have anybody.
I think at this point, it's going to be easier for them to say, hey, these are the players that are available for this game.
That's exactly what it is. And when you look at our wide receiver depth, man, the majority of our wide receivers did not start the regular season on this team. They were either practice squad guys or they have guys that we have since added to the team to put them up there. Richie James is going to be taking significant snaps at wide receiver just because we don't have anybody else. Wan'Dale Robinson was awesome. Wan'Dale Robinson was awesome for us. And it sucks that him having a career game to this point, his best game as a rookie, is him going down with an ACL tear. And just it was the worst injuries you could see. It was MCL, ACL, just all of the CLs.
All the
that
CLs.
You don't want to, all the CLs. Not great going into arguably your biggest game of the season against a division rival, because we've only played one division game. There was a hair that was just floating, but that was what it was. But we've only played one division game against the Cowboys, and so we are 0-1 of that. Very likely going to be 0-2. We still have 2 games against the Commanders, 2 games against the Eagles, which is also beneficial to us, I guess, because if we can find a way to turn the tables, then we can get, if we could somehow, we're not going to, but if somehow you go like 4-2 in the division, that sets you up a lot better. That would also mean that would be 10 wins if we go 4-2 in the division at this point. It's really hard to find some wins looking at the schedule going ahead of time. Like, I think we could maybe hang with the Commanders, maybe beat them, but the Commanders are kind of coming into their own as of late.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that the game on Sunday, it was a mixture of injuries and just like the Lions matched up well on, like, they stacked the blocks. They forced us to not be able to use Saquon. And I think some of the plays that were drawn up by Mike Kafka were not the best. Daniel had a couple of bad throws. I would say both of the interceptions were pretty poor throws on his part. He also made some good plays where, like, I thought that Danny had to kind of, like, he was kind of there on his own. Andrew Thomas is just a fucking absolute stud. If he's not the best left tackle in football, I don't know who is. I believe that, like, I saw he's allowed 1 quarterback pressure, and that was week 2. This season, he's allowed 0 quarterback sacks. That's about as good as you can be as a left tackle, where the rest of the offensive line is just banged up and just struggling. I mean, the offensive line was bad at times, but we also had a pretty decent showing throughout the majority of the game. The receivers ran some wrong routes. It looked like there was some disconnect in what Danny was throwing out there. And it looked like sometimes, like, maybe it was an interpretive route where it was like, okay, maybe I can take this inside, maybe I can take this outside, depending on the coverage. And they were not on the same page with whether it should have been a deep route or a short route. I think that's probably what went to the second interception, but still Daniel has to make a better read on that. It was just,
it's a bad day at the office, as they say.
It was a bad day. It was a bad day. I don't really know. Like, we're not a team that's going to be able to beat you with a ton of great receivers. Darius Slayton is their number 1, and he had a drop. Kenny Galladay should have been a number 1. He, in a revenge game, had 1 catch, I think, and I loved that it was just like sarcastic applause when he got the pass. Like, people were just like, fuck this dude. Like, okay, do your goddamn job. I don't know, man. I really feel like we're going to be struggling against the Cowboys. I think it's 10.5 is the line, and I feel like the Cowboys are probably going to cover that. I'm not going to bet it, but, like, the Cowboys could easily cover that. We just got to, like, strap in and just be like, all right, I'm going to eat a lot of food and then drink a bunch and hopefully make the pain go away. But the Cowboys are also historically bad on those Thanksgiving Day games. They do choke. So maybe we get a choke job by the Cowboys.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
I would love a Cowboys choke job. It would be hilarious if we could beat Dallas with second stringers. Like, the movie The Little Giants had better starters than the New York Football Giants do probably on Thanksgiving.
I mean, Harold, so what you're saying, we should get, like, Rick Moranis to come in to help out a little bit?
As, like, a special, special coordinator kind of guy. Yeah. I don't think it would hurt to have Rick Moranis on the sidelines with us. Quality control or some shit like that. We're up against it with the injuries. And again, this is that I just have to keep reminding myself that, like, a 7-win Giants team this season, if we had told us that in the preseason, we would be very happy with it. And we've already achieved that. And if we could win anything else, it's just icing on the cake. Is this a playoff team? I don't know. If they can win a couple more games, then they deserve to be in the playoffs.
I think realistically, the way the division's going, I think if we can win 2, maybe 3 more games, then I think we're going to scrape through.
If you win 10 games, you're probably getting that last wild card spot. And, like, if this, like, with the schedule we have, if we can win 10 games, I'm very happy with this season in general already. But I just gotta like that's the mentality I have to be in, because it was very easy to get very frustrated watching the Lions game. And we're not a finished product. We're not close to being a finished product. We're still 2 years away probably from that, at least. And I think what Dable and Shane have done in general this season has just it's kind of this. We see the corner starting to be turned. We just got to be able to figure out how to, like, handle other things a little bit better than we have been. And, like, when you have the glaring lack of talent that we had going into this season, like, there's the mismatches that the Lions were able to make against us that other teams are going to be able to make against us. And we don't have a way to stop it. The misdirection runs, that's killed us all season long. It killed us against Seattle. Dallas did it the first time. It killed us against the Lions. it's gonna like Travis Etienne on the Jags killed us with it. It was a surprise to me when we went to that Texans game. The Texans were not just Dameon Pierce, misdirection run, because that's how you got the Giants. That's how you beat the Giants. And then it opens up the pass, and they have a very subpar secondary they're going to be starting going forward until we get anybody back. But it's one of those where like we don't have the talent to compete right now, and if we win, it's just icing on the cake at this point. But it's gonna probably be pretty ugly going forward. Yeah, that's the hardest part of like, Buck. Like we had penciled in this Lions game as a win, and not only did we not win, we like got injuries all throughout the game, and it's not going to be fun. I feel like not a fun couple weeks ahead of us. But going back to what Alex O said about the Odell, like Odell is a front runner. He's gonna go to the Cowboys. Like he's not coming to the Giants now.
Are you saying that because you have some kind of hunch, or are you just saying it because you're now depressed and like, oh,
he's a front runner. He signed with the Rams. The Rams are the best team in football. He's going to sign with the Cowboys because why would you go to a bad Giants team?
Because he could be a hero.
Unless he somehow feels like he owes it to them, which I don't think he gives a fuck because all Odell cares about is money. Odell's going to go to the Cowboys. He's not going to win a Super Bowl with the Cowboys because Cowboys aren't going to win a Super Bowl. But he's going to go to the Cowboys. He's going to instantly make them better. But Odell's not worth it like long term. Like I don't think you're giving Odell.
Has he got
5 years?
Has he got an ego? Like because you're going to imagine he's got a little bit of an ego. So
that's what we hope. We hope he goes there and spirals.
Like if he comes back to the Giants and it's like,
we don't need that
big story, and he comes back and he miraculously saves our season and sends us to the playoffs, he'll be a legend again.
He'd be a hero. That's a lot of ifs, and it's a lot of him having to do things. And Odell wants to go where he can just be plugged in, and he doesn't have to be the one to save the team. And he wants to. He like in the Rams weren't reliant upon Odell. Odell was the number 2 there. He'll be the number 2 in Dallas, but he's going to be on a better team. And I'm just like, I don't think he's going to the Giants. I think it's crazy that we've like had people talk about it that much, but Odell's not going to the Giants. Odell's going to go to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are going to lose in the playoffs because that's what the Cowboys do.
Enrique Ramon, live from Facebook. Let's go Giants.
What's up, dude?
Let's go Giants. You gotta
Hopefully they can pull it out. Oh, I'm trying to be positive. Like just that's what I'm saying. Like remember, we had said 7 wins before the season started. We would be very happy, and we still have 7 games to go, and we already have the 7 wins. So it's possible we can get past that. It's possible we still make the playoffs.
I'm assuming you're
a tough road ahead of us.
I'm assuming you're familiar with the phrase Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
It's a German phrase. Basically, what it
favorite
means
magic trick on Harry Potter.
Gaining joy from others' misfortune.
Yes, and I do that a lot.
It's who would have thunk the Germans would have come up with a word for that? But I was watching on Sunday.
They did love other people's misfortune, specifically one group of people.
Yeah, calm down, Kanye. We don't mention them.
I'm not saying I enjoyed that. I'm saying they enjoyed that.
Yeah, indeed. But I was watching. So I was at my sister-in-law's apartment hanging out with her boyfriend, who's a Jets fan, and I was already sitting there like miserable, like, oh, this sucks, like, But then they were 3-3 with the Patriots all the way to the last second, thinking, okay, we finally might have a chance because we've lost 13 straight to the Patriots. They finally might get it, and then in one of the most glorious pieces of football,
return touchdown,
like 85-yard punt return. He was so unhappy, and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? At least I'm not that unhappy. Could have been worse.
Worse. We could be the Jets. I was just pissed because at one point the Giants had the lead, and the Eagles were losing, and I was like, if somehow Dallas could lose and the Giants could move up, and like the Eagles and the Cowboys could have lost, it just would have been great. None of that happened. In fact, every other team in the NFC East won, so we slide back.
It is, yeah. That I think that
shock the world on Thursday, fellas. Just shock the world. We won't do it, but shock the world.
Well, I'm watching that game at a bar, and then immediately afterwards, I'm going to a family Thanksgiving dinner. So that could be a real tense dinner if I'm just walking in a little inebriated and angry. That could be fun.
I'm planning on getting pretty inebriated because I'm going to need to watch that game.
Why not? It's Thanksgiving. It's what Jesus would have wanted.
Exactly.
Go Giants. Right, let's talk some other type of football. As the World Cup is finally here, and woo! How did you watch the opening ceremony? I didn't. I missed it.
Nope, not 1 second. I didn't watch any of the day one stuff. I don't give a fuck about Qatar.
Apparently, it was nice.
Or Ecuador.
Sure. But fun fact: the player who scored the first and second goal in the 2022 FIFA World Cup was a former West Ham player, Enner Valencia.
That's cool.
So, we have that to hang out.
We always have that.
A little bit, I guess. West Ham just constantly dominating World Cups. That's what we do.
Obviously.
Past and present. But yeah, I don't think anyone was shocked by Ecuador beating Qatar. Because
first time ever that the host nation lost their opening game in World Cup history.
Did you just make up that fact?
No, I did not.
Well, I guess maybe that's good because normally they give the host to a decent football team like France, or Brazil, or so. Yeah. Did Russia win their first one? I guess they did.
Yep. Every other host nation has won their opening game. Even South Africa did.
Doing some research now.
It's facts. Do you think I come in here just making up things? No. I come in here with straight facts.
I've already ruined your facts.
No.
Not every host nation has won their opening game. Because
first team to lose. First one to lose is what I meant.
I was going to say, because the opening game of the 1994 World Cup saw USA draw to Switzerland 1-1.
Okay, well, they're first host nation to lose their opening game. All right. So there you go. Stat corrected.
That's what we do here. We help each other.
Stat corrected. All right.
Gavel.
Jeez, I had a moment and you had to ruin it.
I did because after what we all said earlier at the beginning of the show, when I thought I could ruin his fact by bringing USA into the conversation, I can't miss this. So there you go.
Well,
I'm sure it's anyway.
England, bro.
But then England, second game of the World Cup.
Oh, tight. We beat Iran. Neat. Who cares?
Iran. But I thought America had a grudge with them. I thought that would bring us closer together.
No, it won't.
No,
it won't. All right. I like to keep politics off the field. And you guys apparently taking your knees before games. Is that what you do?
Well, we didn't wear our rainbow armbands. We faded on that one.
You got scared, but you took a knee. Took a knee because you gotta be all political on pitch.
What were they kneeling for, though? I don't know.
Probably. Well, yeah, that's what I don't know. It's like if you're just kneeling to kneel, like what does it mean? Human rights violations? Because
I guess that's a good one to do, though, because if you get into trouble with the local authority, you can say, "Oh no, it's a traditional thing. We all wait until right before kickoff to tie our shoelaces." It's like a good luck thing.
We were tying the shoelaces, guys. But yeah, they beat Iran. Iran's not very good. And then Gareth Bale's a little bitch. And the officials suck. And that's why the USA had to draw.
So tell me, you're our official American correspondent. So I was watching, obviously. But unfortunately, I have to work during the day, unlike some who get the week off.
Unfortunate.
So I was watching and USA were winning, and then the next thing I check, it's like 90th minute and it's 1-1. So what? So tell us from your corporate box in Qatar. Thanks for flying back for the show. But so what happened? What was the controversy?
There's a penalty. It was pretty legit penalty. So
so there wasn't really any.
It was legit. But then there were some other things that were just like I don't know, when Wales would go down, like they would just hand out yellow cards left and right to the American players, and then like the Welsh players they didn't really care about. And then at the very end of the game, every time Wales like had anybody go to the ground, and like they were wasting time trying to get the draw, and like anytime they'd go to the ground, they'd stop it. And then Christian Pulisic clearly got like taken out on a run, and they just let it go. They're like, oh no, we're not gonna. Like Pulisic just rolling on the ground for a little bit. It was like, we don't stop it for that. Like. But anytime they do anything, okay, cool. Fuck Wales. I said it last week. Bunch of fucking wannabe dragon bitches. Like, this isn't Game of Thrones. Grow up, Peter Pan. Live in the real world. Gareth Bale, you're a fuck. And I would take Christian Bale over Gareth Bale 100 out of 100 times. Washed up, long-haired fuck that guy is. They're not making it out of the group.
I wouldn't be shocked because I don't know.
We'll beat England. We'll beat Iran. It'll be fine.
It would be funny.
Best rules.
Iran beat Wales. I would giggle to myself.
Yeah, probably will.
Fingers crossed. Well, also we've been educational. Bobby McMahon Waffles. I thought Wales and England were the same thing. How awkward. Well,
they're in Great Britain. With Northern Ireland.
No.
And Scotland.
Scotland, yes. Northern Ireland is not in Great Britain. Don't say that.
What is the other one?
So, when I say don't say it to Irish people. If you meet someone from Northern Ireland, you call them British, they will flip the fuck.
But are they not one of the four?
No, okay, so the Great Britain is the island which features Scotland, Wales, and England. And then where Northern Ireland comes into it, they're part of the United Kingdom. So Team
Great Britain in the Olympics includes Northern Ireland, does it not?
It's because the short that was Great Team GB was the shorter name, but the official name is Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Because that's what the United. So the full name is really wordy, but it makes for like a fills out the front of the passport nicely. It says the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
They're part of the United Kingdom, so they're Great Britain. Yeah. All right.
But I remember one time.
I argue over that shit.
So one time, this is many years ago now. So we're at a bar, and we meet an Irish server, and my wife says something about her being British, like me, and she like starts getting all snotty, like, "Oh, I'm Republic of Ireland isn't British like Northern Ireland," and so I was like, "Excuse me, if you're going to correct someone on geography, Northern Ireland's not part of Great Britain either, so you're stupid too. You're not getting it." And here's the thing, right? As my little education point to the world, if you treat your servers well, because they're going to look after you. However, if all of the food and drink has been served and the only thing left to do is pay the check, suddenly the power shifts. So servers, be nice to the guests.
Yeah, maybe chill the fuck out in that instance.
So,
and also like I always feel like Northern Ireland about like how I feel about like West Virginia. It's like if you have to like clarify what part of a state you are, you're not a real state to me. Like West Virginia should be part of Virginia. Like get the fuck out of here. Like why isn't Virginia just bigger? I always think it's like they shouldn't just have North and South Carolina. They should just have Carolina. Like, you're not a real country if you have to be the northern part of one.
South Carolina is cooler than West Virginia, but it's not by much. It's still like
Dakota should just be one state. Like I don't need a north and south of that. You got nothing there. All right. Just tell me it's Dakota. All right.
And there's
You're another Montana. We get it.
There's Virginia and West Virginia as well, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like, why we don't need a western part of Virginia. Just be Virginia.
Do you reckon? So maybe, I don't know. I haven't
Like
looked
if
at the history
North
books
Texas
recently.
was its own state, like didn't get the fuck out of here, dude. You don't need to be.
Do you reckon they designed a flag and it looked really aesthetically pleasing with 50 stars on it? And someone's like, well, we haven't got 50 states.
That was exactly. Yeah. I've been for years.
Can we split
I've said
Carolina?
we should consolidate. We should consolidate certain ones. Like bring in Puerto Rico. Make that a state. I think it might be a state. I don't know.
No, I don't think it is.
But like mix the other ones together. Like,
yeah, like
you shouldn't. Dakota doesn't need 2 states. It's too many states for Dakota.
Like,
all right.
Merge North Dakota in, and then we bring in Puerto Rico because that's cool.
Wyoming or Montana too. Okay. West Virginia. What's the point? Just be Kentucky or be fucking Virginia.
And then you have DC. Like, what the fuck is that? It's not even like.
Because like, how is Michigan? Have you seen Michigan? How is that not 2 states? Or how is that not like northern Michigan and southern Michigan? Like if you're gonna substitute stuff like that, like that should be its own like Michigan is 2 states. The hand.
Well, your home Texas could be you could split up.
It could be, but we're like, north, you know what? That's wrong. We don't need a north, south, east, and west Texas. We just need a fucking Texas. Like we get it.
We're comfortable with ourselves.
I don't need East Tennessee. All right. If you're not your own, then we don't need you. If you have 2 states, you don't have one. That's what I always say. If you have 2 countries, Ireland, you don't have one. All right, Northern Ireland, get the fuck out of here.
Come together. Just make peace.
Just be Ireland. I don't understand. Makes no sense.
North and South Montana.
They merged them. They're like, we don't need both.
So we don't need to.
Very good point, Alex. So you get it. A little geography talk on Claret Big Blue.
We are going all over. You can tell there's no West Ham game this week. Argentina, Saudi Arabia. Woo! Upsets. Oh my God. Who would have seen that coming, huh? Argentina sucked because all they could do is score a penalty, and then Saudi Arabia. That just suddenly opens up that group. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, and like Mexico and Poland tying as well. Like,
who'd have thunk? Even if something after one game,
day one,
Saudi Arabia would be top of the group.
On top of the group by themselves, all alone. It was insane. Do I see them going through? No, I don't. Do you?
I mean, realistically, depending on how the rest of the games go, they could go through just by drawing one more game. And I wouldn't be shocked if they draw against.
But they think they play Poland, and like Poland's about to beat the fuck out of them. Like I just think they're just gonna get their shit kicked in every single game after this.
I mean, that would work out well because that'd be funny if Poland and Mexico go through and Argentina and Saudi Arabia go out.
Also, just wait until after the World Cup when every single player from the Saudi team is just linked to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like, tell me that's not going to happen. They're like, well, like, who scored the goal to beat Argentina? Because that was a fucking sick goal. That was a fucking just slingshot in the net. But, like, he's going to be tied to Newcastle.
I see a Twitter account today where it's like, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. The streets of Newcastle aligned with celebrations. Disgraceful. You should be ashamed of yourself, Newcastle.
I mean, I don't know. I love that people were shitting on Messi when Messi scored the only goal for Argentina. It was just, I don't know. Like every now and then you get people with an offside trap, and that's absolutely what the Saudi Arabians did. Like they had no idea what to do against an offside trap. And it's like, you guys are pros though, right? Like you've seen this before. Clearly they have not. They have clearly not seen that before. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was pretty weird. And it was one of those games where you felt like you know, like when the underdog is up and you're like, all right, we're like, wait, the other shoe's gonna fall. Like in the Australia game.
You just like waiting.
The Australia-France game. I was like, Australia went up 1-0. Awesome. And it was like, all right, but like when's France gonna come to town? Like, because France is about to fuck some shit up, aren't they? And Yeah, and they did. And they're just goal, 4-1 final score. But there was that period of time, and it was like, oh, this is cute. Like Saudi Arabia is going to be up 2-1, and then like it's going to finish 4-2 because the Argentinians are just going to fucking blow the doors off them. And then like every time Argentina was there, they stopped them. They stopped him. And like the keeper for Saudi Arabia was fucking nails. I thought that the early goal that they got was a little bit of an easy goal to let in for the keeper for Argentina. But I don't know, man. Argentina had a ton of time to make good and to come back and even just tie that game and salvage a point. But it was pretty crazy. Apparently, one of the biggest upset in World Cup history? If not, it's definitely one of the. But also, like, I don't really have any opinion about Saudi Arabia. So I don't really give a shit.
I'm sure there have been bigger at some point, but it's pretty big. It's the biggest shock in World Cup history since Qatar got awarded the World Cup.
Yeah. There's a Netflix documentary about it's like a FIFA corruption.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. I need to finish it.
I only watched the Qatar one, and
but the problem is, someone's calling you. The problem is,
I know.
That the FIFA documentary on Netflix, it's super interesting, so I want to finish it. But just because of the kind of subject of it as well, it's kind of boring at the same time. So you have to watch it at the same right time, otherwise you're like, Jesus Christ, let's get to the point.
It'd be good if you were like on a plane.
Oh yes, that's perfect plane documentary.
Be a good plane watch for sure.
Because like if you're at home,
I don't have anywhere else I can go.
You sit down. All right, I want to watch this. And then 5 minutes later, you're just kind of like
you just check Twitter and you're like, well, this is more. Yeah, I'm gonna go sweep the house. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do need to paint this wall.
Is it 6 inches between the door or 5? No, and where's my?
It is just funny though, where you realize how like corrupt it is, and it's like, well, this guy was voting for CONCACAF, and he should have voted for this, but he voted for Qatar because he got paid. It's like, well, what happened to him? Nothing. Nothing happened to him. Nothing at all. He's still on the board. Wonder how it's still corrupt. Well, probably because of things like that.
Speaking of Netflix documentaries, I know this is great World Cup content. Did you see the that Pepsi documentary about the fighter jet?
I did not.
It's about so in the 90s they did this campaign of like Pepsi points. Like every time you buy like a 6-pack of Coke, you get some points, and you can tally your points up, and you can buy things from the catalog like a jacket, t-shirt, hoodie, and shit like that. But in the commercial, they've said like to get separate, it's like 120 points to get a t-shirt or whatever like that. And then in the commercial, they put the punchline was 7 million points gets you a Harrier jet, like a warplane. And so this kid was like, "Oh, I want that." But there was like no small print, no nothing asterisks. And then, long story short, he knows this guy who's got lots of money, and he works out that in the small print of the catalog, it says, all right, as long as you submit some points, you can pay for the rest of the points for your gift at 10 cents a point or whatever. So he worked out it would cost $700,000 to get enough points for this fighter jet. And so basically one day in the Pepsi offices, an envelope comes in with a check for $700,000 and like, I'll take my Harrier jet, please. And as you can imagine, hilarity ensues. But yeah, it's fun.
Funny. I might
definitely. It's only a 4-part documentary, so it's not too. But it's very funny. Well, depends on your side. If you like corporate America, it's miserable. But
if you're part of the corporate shills, you're gonna hate it.
Bam. I wish I knew a guy that was just laying around who had. I'll write you a check for $700,000. Sure, why not?
Right.
To have the right friends. Denmark, Tunisia, 0-0. Mexico, Poland, 0-0. That happened as well.
Mexico, Poland was a lit game, though.
It was.
That was pretty lit, man. Like there were so many opportunities in a 0-0 game. Like, what's his name for Poland? Lewandowski. Mimo Ochoa is like he's been the keeper for my whole life for Mexico, and that was an insane save that he had on that penalty kick. It was Poland's game to lose, and they lost it at that point. I don't know. Mexico had a couple other opportunities, but I thought it was that was a fun game to watch, and then France just can score a ton.
And then looking ahead, since he brought it up, let's go Canada. Canada playing Belgium tomorrow. That could be actually a fun game.
Canada.
And then other games take place over the next, I think Friday. It's like the weekend when things start heating up. England, USA on Friday. Argentina, Mexico, which now that could be an even more fun game.
Elimination game if Argentina loses.
France, Denmark, Spain, Germany on Sunday. Some good shit to watch. So yeah, that's all coming up.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I think that pretty much wraps up our
prediction for England, USA. Go.
Right. Do you want my head or my heart?
Both.
So my heart says 2-1 England, because I think USA are going to score.
Yeah.
But honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. If I had to put money on something, I would say 2-2.
Probably.
I think it's going to be a draw.
Finished against us. 2-1 at USA, and we just take control of the group and probably win the whole thing at that point. Not scared of a bunch of red coats, all right? Not scared at all. We were built for this. We were built to beat the Brits. That's what they built this team for. All right. We built that team called, we were the States, the United States. Yeah. When you guys were taxing us without representation back in the 1700s, we built a team to stop that. And we built a team to stop your bitch ass fucking redcoats this year. And it's going down on Friday, 2-1 USA.
You know what would be pretty sick if let me see actually. Who's been assigned as the home team?
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter
to me. And it's the US of A.
Oh, I think maybe England. That would suck because I was hoping because
y'all would wear the red.
That'd be if USA were wearing white and we were wearing red. That'd been so funny. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. It would be very similar to the outcome of the last time y'all were red in a battle with us.
Congratulations on owning your own country.
I know it pretty well. I declare we'll win this one.
Right. Before we talk about the other podcasts that we do, my preview for Pass the Gravy, #PGG not cool. I didn't submit this because it only happened today. But my boss kind of said that we were gonna have a 5-day weekend. We were gonna, no work from Wednesday onwards. And then today he was like, "Oops, my bad. I got that wrong. You got to work tomorrow." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You can't. You should be able to just not work, dude.
I think there should be something in the contract, like no backsies. No, you said I got tomorrow off.
Yeah, so. No, you can't tell us we have off and then take it back. There's no take backs. You have to get another day off because of what he did.
And then just to rub salt in my wound, I now have a meeting at 9:30 a.m. So fuck.
That's some bullshit, dude. That's some bullshit.
Oh well. But whatever thing.
Don't show up to that meeting. Don't show up to that meeting, dude.
Other than PTG not cool. What have the fine folks of the Gravy Gang got to look forward to on a brand new episode of Pass the Gravy tomorrow?
I mean, it is like Gravy Week officially. We pass the gravy every single week, but it is like the official week that people talk about passing gravy. So we'll be talking about Thanksgiving. Kind of all the old flings are back this week because you got the day before Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about how cool it is waking up with like early morning sports. And then we're going to tell you what's not cool throughout the week. And we're going to answer your questions just like we always do every single week. What about Waffle Box? What do we have to look forward
this
to
is
that?
We are talking about the world's greatest 5-year-old's birthday party. As some people got some slack recently for taking their 5-year-old kid to Hooters for his birthday. So I'm going to be
America
standing up for them parents as the greatest parents alive. We're going to be talking about a world record which shows you the most fun way to slice apples. You have to tune in for that one. Kush is going to be reviewing the movie The Menu, which looks dreadful. Just based by the poster, it looks like
The Menu.
Boring movie, but hey, I'm going to find out if it's any good. And then we're going to send, we're going to cull one celebrity from the human race by sending one celebrity down the trapdoor. This week, celebrities beginning with the letter G. So check that out. Brand new episode of Waffle Box tomorrow. But my fun waffles, Alex, Pat, and Robert are going to dress up as turkeys.
Cannot confirm nor deny. You have to tune in. YouTube.com. Past Gravy.
I am going to be tuning, so I'm excited because when you're saying that, the excitement of getting early morning sports back, so like, is Pat got World Cup fever as well?
Maybe he does. We'll have to find out. Find out, won't we, fellas?
So as always, your Wednesday schedule is wake up nice and early. Check out the brand new episode of Waffle Box at Waffle Box Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And then later on in the afternoon, once you've enjoyed some World Cup football, brand new episode of Past the Gravy will be released. What time would you normally say? It's normally around about like 5-6 o'clock ish.
Yeah, this will probably be up a little bit earlier because it's Thanksgiving week. We're trying to get out. We got a couple people trying to get out of town. So
and you haven't got work in the morning, so you can start a little earlier.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle Rod, for giving us the gift.
A little early gravy for you.
Wonderful. Yes, we'll be back next week reviewing even more, and one of us, unless it does end up with a draw, which would be a shame, but one of us will be like sad because our country lost.
USA, baby. USA.
Follow us at CBB Pod. Go to cbbpod.com for all of the links. You can follow me at Only Mike Fish. You can follow him at Alex J. Middleton. And until next week, don't forget.
Seahorses forever.
Go USA.
See you next Tuesday.
Hey, let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown.
Can't hear shit.
Never mind.